Hello, everybody. This is your video instructions for the Track Your Thinking reading strategy. So this is a reading strategy that will help you to demonstrate your critical thinking about a text while also citing text evidence to support your analysis. Now, the Track Your Thinking is a little bit different because it actually provides you with lists of questions and sentence starters for you to literally track your thinking as you are reading. So you'll see the questions and sentence starters here. And if you were here in the classroom, what I've done in the past is I've actually printed that off and I've asked people to glue it right into your reader's notebook. So you have all those for you as you are reading. So it really is about tracking as you are reading. So if you were going to be reading, say, The Most Dangerous Game, you would read the first page and then you would kind of stop and think about, do you need to fix any notes that you wrote earlier? Well, no, because you're on the first page, right? But maybe if you're on page 17, you would say, well, I used to think that General Zaroff was a really friendly host, but now I think he's a murderer, right? So that's how you're tracking. I did think this, but now I think this. Character analysis. So if you really want to pay attention, how does the character change? How do you see Rainsford changing? You're right. So you might start at the very beginning talking about Rainsford saying, I'm a hunter. And then when he meets Zaroff says, oh, yeah, I've read your books. I know all about you. Okay, so he's not just a good hunter. He's like a published hunter. Like people know about him. So that would be another note that's another change I would see. Maybe when you're looking for the theme. So what are some big ideas that are starting to be developed? What is the conflict? Because a lot of times the conflict can tie to the theme in some way. And what do these conflicts start as they get more intense and more suspenseful? What is that telling you about the big ideas of this story? Looking at the writer's craft. So that's how well the story is written. Your confusion. What's confusing at the beginning of the book? Again, if you're your first chapter or first couple of pages, what are you confused about? You would track that. I'm really confused. I don't understand this. And then as you read, oh, I had this question. I don't understand what Rainsford is doing. Then later, oh, now this makes sense. Now he's doing this. Okay. So that's how you're cleaning that up. You've also got some sentence starters. So say you finish page 1 and you're like, okay, well, I noticed this. Okay, I'll write that. Or maybe I wonder where these guys are going. Rainsford and Whitney. What are they doing on this boat? Where are they going? Maybe it's I realized. Okay, so these are all different ways you could start to show your process. So let's say you get done with the first page for this example, then read the second page. You get to the bottom. Okay, now you're going to add another thought or another question from this page. You go to the next page. If you have a book, something like this, you wouldn't necessarily do that for every page, but you would do it for every chapter. So I'm going to read through chapter 1. I get done with chapter 1. Okay, I've got this question. I wonder this. And maybe there's a passage in here that makes you think or makes you feel something. That's your text evidence. You would write that passage. This makes me think. This makes me feel. Okay. So, you're going to choose a story. You're going to track your thinking on 2 pages in your reader's notebook. And you'll just, kind of start here and just keep going. But good critical thinking does a combination of all these things. It doesn't just do all the questions. You're not just going to focus on these two questions. You're thinking about the characters, the big ideas, the craft, what's confusing, what do you notice, what stands out to you. So you're going to use actually a pretty wide variety of these things. The more you do this kind of note taking, the easier it comes to you. You'll kind of find the things that really fit your reading style and things that you really look for in a story. So it'll seem kind of repetitious, but really that's just your thought process. So that's okay. It's the way you think. But also maybe try something a little out of the ordinary too, to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone. So I would suggest before you even decide which one you're going to do, to really look at what some of these questions are, what these thought starters are, that statements, really get a good idea of what they are to kind of help you if you decide to do this, so you know how to get started with your note taking. Like I said, with short stories, you might want to do it after every page or maybe after every other page. So if you're the type of person that doesn't like taking notes while you're reading, this might not be the style for you, because this one you really do track it as you are reading. You are writing things down in the moment. It's not one of those where you're waiting till the end and then you go back. So that is something to consider. If you have any questions, just give me a call or email me, let me know. But I'm really curious to see if this is the reading strategy for you.